Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. My name, of course, is Mark Alexander, your wonderful host. And guys, today we are doing a hatchet challenge. We are trying not to get packed off by the bugs, but also we're doing a hatchet challenge. We're going back to our roots, sort of, because I have done many of these hatchet challenges. And guys, you are more than welcome to look at those after you watch this video. So guys, I'm going to introduce our competitors for the day. We have 3 of them, as you see in the thumbnail. But guys, we have the Hart hatchet. Now guys, this is sold in Walmart's hardware section. I wanted this because they sell lots of Hart tools, and I wanted this to be kind of like a tool versus tool versus tool kind of deal, rather than a hatchet versus hatchet versus hatchet kind of deal. Because I could have definitely brought other hatchets to compete, but I decided I wanted to stick with tool-ish brands. And speaking of tool-ish brands, we have our Hyper Tough guys. For those of you who don't know, this is our Control. This is the cheapest hatchet at Walmart. At least it was whenever I bought it. It may not be now. But guys, this is a 1 pound and a quarter hatchet. And this has performed better than I would have wanted, because I really wanted to hate this. But guys, it has performed reasonably well in some of our tests. So I wanted to include it in this because in the same way there are Hart tools, there are also Hyper Tough tools. But the big star, the big main event, is definitely the DeWalt hatchet. So guys, I did not know until recently that DeWalt made hatchets. Now guys, this has a nice hammering surface, so if I have some nails with me, we might test out the hammering capabilities of this. But this also has really nice cheeks on it for splitting, but it's narrow enough, I think it will cut reasonably well. Now, the 2 before me, they were sharpened for the Ultimate Hatchet Challenge, and I have not touched them since. This is not a factory edge on this. I sharpened it up so that it would be a reasonably close competitor for the 2 below me. But guys, there's nothing to it but start doing it. So let's go ahead and clear off our chopping block and get ready for our first test. All right guys, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna give it 10 chops into our piece of wood with each of our competitors, and we will compare, contrast, we'll see what it looks like when we're done with chopping on these. So let's go ahead and give it a start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost went for 11. So guys, that's what we have off of our Hyper Tough. Not the worst, but guys, let's see if we can't do any better with the Hart next. All right guys, so we're just gonna move directly up from this so we have reasonably the same kind of wood to work with. So we're just gonna give it 10 strikes and see what it does. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Marginally better. Marginally. But guys, what is your opinion so far? Let's go to our DeWalt and see what it does. All right, we're gonna give her 10 strikes like the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big difference. Definitely the DeWalt is our winner for this particular test, because that is nearly double either of the other 2. That's like a beaver chewed that thing. But guys, let's get our next test set up. Don't run off. All right guys, for our next test, we are going to take these pieces of wood here and we are going to split them and quarter them so that we can see how this does in a camping-like situation, because that's what usually you have a hatchet for. You take it camping. This is not something people are carpentrying with very often anymore. But guys, we're just going to hit it boom, and when we get it split, we're going to take our pieces and boom, hit them over just like that. But let's see how many whacks it takes with the Hyper Tough. I'm thinking it's going to do surprisingly good, because that's usually what it does. Deep in there for that first shot. Honestly, see, just a little winching and we got her apart. And let's quarter it, see how it does with that. Again, very nice. Now, this is not the greatest wood, as you all plainly can see, but it is a reasonable test because all three of my pieces are from the exact same tree. So they'll be the exact same. But guys, let's split our other half. And we're not going to take these with us, so if you can find this place, you're more than welcome to take these quarters. Oh, overstruck. Thankfully, it didn't break my handle, but splits reasonably well. But guys, that's the Hyper Tough finished. Let's see what we do with the Hart. All right, guys, we got our piece here. We got our Hart hatchet here, and let's just give it a whack and see what happens. That is super rotten. So guys, probably not the best piece of wood for this, but it's still got a little resistance to it. Now these big cheeks on this, you see these big cheeks on this hatchet, they do not let it penetrate nearly as deep as the other, but when it gets there, it splits them apart really nicely. But guys, a little bit more rotten than I'd like it to be, but they're all equally rotten, so it should be an even enough test. We're going to go ahead and, boy, I cannot get these sick at all. We're going to go ahead and move on to our DeWalt. So guys, we got our last piece here. We got our last competitor, the DeWalt. Now, I think this is going to do really, really well at this because it has the same kind of cheeks as the Hyper Tough, but not quite as wide as the Hart. So I think this will probably do as well or better than the other two, but let's, ooh, she's in there good and deep, and she does winch it open. So guys, pretty nice setup. And that was easier than the other. Let's get our other quarter, our other half up here, 2/4. But let's just, let me tell you, I'm overstriking, but she's making easy work of it. But guys, let's, hey, the first time it stuck. Guys, let's move on to our next test, which will be coming right up. Hey guys, don't mean to break into your video, but I wanted to tell you that there's a link down below if you want to wear any of the merch. And guys, I can tell you, everyone would like to wear this merch because even the bears are waiting to get a piece of Saber Outdoors. But guys, we have hats, we have shirts, we have sweaters, we have sweatshirts, we have pullovers, we have bags, we have more on the way. But guys, back to the adventure. All right, guys, so for our next test, we're going to take this same piece of wood and we are going to put a point on it. This is to this is to show how good these are at actually crafting something for bushcraft. So guys, this is going to kind of just be how this feels to me rather than a subjective, it took this many strikes to do it. But guys, let's just try and do it. Deflect it a little. It deflected, deflected, deflected. Hey, it actually broke it off. So guys, this is not a very sharp, very good woodworking tool to bushcraft with. This is definitely not made for this. But guys, let's grab our other piece. We're going to take our saw and we're going to chop so it has brand new wood to work with. And we'll be back in a minute. All right guys, we got our fresh chopped, got our Hart in hand, and guys, we're going to take our hatchet. We're going to see how good of a point we can put on this and hopefully not break it. Not bad, not bad. And it broke it off anyway. Guys, I would think this did better. It didn't deflect whenever I was trying to make my strikes. It was solid every time. So guys, I would rank this Hart a little bit higher than that Hyper Tough. But guys, let's go to our next thing after we chop her end off. All right guys, third time's a charm. Got our DeWalt hatchet. Let's see how we do chopping our thing. Very nice feeling. Deep cutting. But it still broke that off. Oh, that's why. Look here. We've got us a split right in there, and I bet every time I hit it, it breaks that split. But still, guys, felt a lot better, a lot more power behind it. This has a bigger edge than the Hyper Tough, but not as large as the Hart. So I think it's really well suited to working wood in this manner. But guys, let's go to our next test. All right guys, so we're starting from this side and we're going to bury our hatchet head and we're gonna stand it up a mite. And then we're gonna take our piece of wood. Now it's wet today, very, very wet. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna see how well these make feather sticks. Let's try the inside. The answer is not at all. So, guys, Hart, fail. Guys, let's try, or not Hart. I said Hart, I meant the Hyper Tough. Hyper Tough, Hyper fail. But let's grab the Hart and see if it does even a little bit better. All right, guys, so we've got our thing stuck. We're just gonna use our same piece because we didn't get any curls out of the other one, but let's try it out. Okay, we can get curls with this. It's not easy, but we do get a few. You know, we're not making giant size curls easy, but we are making a few. So already it's a winner. Better than the Hyper Tough anyway. But guys, let's get our DeWalt up. Let's see how it does in comparison. All right guys, we got our DeWalt in there and we're just gonna, oh, she's digging deep, baby. Let me tell you, she has the opposite problem. She digs in there so hard that I can't hardly get no deals out of it. All right, guys, the clear and obvious winner. All right, guys, so for this test, what we're doing, we got a piece of milled lumber. This is what you would expect to use whenever you are building some kind of structure, some kind of piece of furniture, some kind of thing. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take and nail 2 nails with each of our hatchets because these are from tool companies, and so far we have seen them do many hatchet things but no tool things. So guys, we're going to take our hatchets and we're going to nail 2 nails per hatchet, and then I'm going to see which one I'm going to tell you all which one I thought felt the best out of the 3. So guys, we're just going to start nailing way over here. We're going to get our nail started with a couple of hits, and then we're just going to, didn't feel too bad. Let's put another one right next to it. Not bad. Did a great job. You know, I can't be upset. Face looks fine. So guys, let's get 2 more nails and let's try our luck with the Hart. All right guys, we got our 2 nails. I'm gonna put one down. I'm gonna put right next to the ones I was nailing. We're gonna put two taps in, and we're just gonna see how it does as far as nailing compared to the Hyper Tough. That felt fine. I felt a little worried that I was gonna miss, but I did all right. That time I missed twice. So guys, face is starting to get a little bit less than wonderful looking, and the narrowness of this face caused me to miss twice while I was doing my test. So I got to put this below the Hyper Tough, but let's see how the DeWalt does. All right, guys, so we've got our DeWalt here, and I'm wondering if we will have the same issue with this narrow face, but we won't know until we start. So we're gonna give it a couple of hits in, and we're gonna start hitting on it. Well, I missed twice. So guys, I did miss a couple of times on that first one. Let's see how the second one goes. Oh, that one I missed so bad it threw the nail off. Let's get her back in there and go back to work. All right, so guys, so I have to say the DeWalt probably is the worst of this bunch. And that is just how the cookie crumbles. The Hyper Tough is the king of this particular piece of testing. But guys, let's get up, standing straight up, and let's talk about these three hatchets. All right, guys, so that concludes our testing for the day. So guys, what do I think? What is the verdict? So guys, I have used all three of these to do various things, so I have some summations. The Hart, which I think is the worst of these three, even though it is nearly the most expensive. I don't remember off the top of my head if this is more expensive or the DeWalt was more expensive, but both of them are around about $40-ish if memory serves. This gets in its own way for being good. That head design is not very good for chopping or splitting because it comes apart so quickly that unless you are a Herculean and just come from up above your head down as hard as you can, you're not going to hit it with enough force to split that wood apart. Also too, it did not do super well shaping. It did better than the Hyper Tough, but not super well. And it was only middle of the ground as far as nailing a nail. I thought this did better than the DeWalt, but not as good as the Hyper Tough. But guys, that's all I have to say about that. Now our Hyper Tough was actually pretty fair. It didn't do bad splitting. It didn't do bad. Bad for nailing. Now for feather sticks, this thing is worthless. For fine work, this is not a very good hatchet. Now, if you needed to take this with you to the woods, like if you're fencing on a fence line, you need to clear some small limbs, you know, chop, limbs are gone, turn it over, nail, your insulator's done, move on to your next project. But guys, as far as hatchets go, this was okay, but not amazing. But guys, let's talk about our star, mostly the star, and that is our DeWalt hatchet. Guys, this DeWalt hatchet did really good shaping, it did really good splitting, it did really good chopping. This was by far our best chopper. Now, I will admit that for the hammering of nails, not the best. This narrow head design on the back does not lend itself to be a good hammer substitute like the Hyper Tough, but it has that same thin face on it like the Hart. So other than that one test, the DeWalt was really nice to work with. But guys, I would say DeWalt is our winner of the day. And guys, put down in the comment section, what did you think of these three competitors? But also, thank you so very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification, subscribe, guys. It is free 99 to help me with subscribers. And guys, if you want this kind of content early, if you enjoy this kind of content, $5 a month. You can get every single video that I put out early, only accessible to you whenever I post it. Guys, you will see behind the scenes kind of stuff, because as soon as I post it, it has nothing but a working title. No thumbnail, no description, and only a very rough working title, which sometimes has nothing to do with the actual video. But guys, if you want that, $5 a month. If you want to do the free 99 thing, just subscribe. But I'd like to thank you so very much for watching. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.